So President Drake, welcome and thank you for joining us today. We greatly appreciate you spending some time with us. So going back to Pillar 1, teaching and learning then.
Yes.
So from a staff perspective, how do you see the evolving role of staff then in that pillar?
So teaching and learning there are two major beneficiaries of teaching and learning. Would be the teachers and the learners. And the first part of it is, so the real key is the learners. This is done for the learners. And we want to make it that we're being as efficient and effective as possible in creating educational content that we transmit to the people who are receiving it and then measuring that, in fact, it's making a difference. So we want to improve the learning outcomes. We want to improve the teaching experience. Staff, since we use as the center, the focus of these enterprises, really our students, the learners, who the teachers are doesn't matter to us. And so we have programs largely that are available to, the programs are available, and maybe we'll do a better job of making them even more available. They're new, so it's out for a couple of months, but we intend for them to be available for those people who are teaching our students and would not want there to be barriers.
Okay, so let's move over to topics with the medical center then. We can start with the chancellor search.
Great.
I know there's been an active search going on, but can you give us an update on where that is, the next steps?
Yes. So medical center, important things about the medical center, this is 2018. If we look at 2018, the calendar year or fiscal 2018, the same things that I'm going to say would be true, which are terrific things to say. And it's far and away the most productive, most successful year in our medical center's history. Saw more patients than ever before. I did more research than ever before. So we don't want to add someone to the mix who's not going to improve our really outstanding performance. So we're being very thoughtful and careful about looking at who there is who might be able to come and help us do that. And we won't propose or won't bring in another person until we have someone who we believe can add to this already stellar performance. And, timing, I hope months, soon. Months like soon is what I hope. So we have a group of candidates that we have identified that are extraordinarily competitive, people with national reputations, and we are in the process of discussing with them and meeting them and seeing if we think we have the right person or not. And as soon as we do, everyone will know.
Something that we have received feedback from staff members on, and things that USAC has seen as well as part of the career development grant process that happens twice a year in conjunction with HR, is consistency across colleges, some of the units, even some of the regional campuses, around having budget dollars for professional development for staff members. It just depends. Some units, they budget, they do well. Other units, not so much. Is there any discussion around maybe providing some consistency there? That way it's not just the luck of the draw of what department or what college you might be in as to whether or not there's some funding available for you for development.
So I'm all totally on your side, and then there's a challenge. And so we would all love best practices and most supportive practices to be used across the board. I know that there's some places, some units, some circumstances where professional development is a part of the culture and part of the DNA of the system, and it works really, really well. Other places it's more challenging. Sometimes that depends on the nature of the work. Sometimes it depends on the circumstances of the work. Sometimes it depends on the manager. We try to support best practices where we can, again, across our multiple units and multiple different circumstances. That's a challenge. But we're entirely in favor of professional development.
Okay, President Drake, any final comments?
Yes, the final comments. First, I look forward to many things that I do during the year. This is one of the things I look forward to most. It gives me a chance to talk with you and hear from you and learn something about the things that you're thinking about and address some of the things that we're doing as a university. It's really important for you to know what we're doing and why we're doing it, and hopefully that it makes some sense so you can share that with your colleagues, because we want to be a community all working together.